topic which we are going to discuss. So on behalf of Billennium Divas Pvt and AAKEN Advisory, let me welcome you all and thank you for spending your Sunday, learning. I think it's a great investment that you could ever make, on a weekend. Though we all are working from home. I'm sure most of us are working from home. So it's a weekday and a weekend. We don't even now can differentiate on that, right? But that's on a lighter note. So today's topic is on the Startup India initiative, where we are talking about how do you accelerate your startup journey, by becoming a DPIIT recognized startup, right? And today we have a very dynamic woman diva who also happens to be a member of Billennium Divas global community of women entrepreneurs, Ms. Nehal Thaker, who is the founder of AAKEN Advisory Services, and she's also is a legal mentor. So welcome, Nehal. Thank you so much for joining us. Before I hand over the stage to you, let me take this honor of introducing you formally as well. So Ms. Nehal Thaker is the founder and director for AAKEN Advisory Pvt. She's a first generation woman entrepreneur and is a certified independent director, company secretary, LLB, and a first ranker in certified course of business management for legal professionals. She brings in with her around 2 decades of rich experience at key managerial personnel in reputed organizations, along with her domain expertise in the field of e-governance, compliance, secretarial, and legal. She also is a startup specialist with an exposure of more than 5+ years in the startup ecosystem. She also is a legal mentor for a lot of startups and student entrepreneurs. She's also very passionate about mentoring aspiring women professionals in their journey to be women directors and support them to qualify mandatory proficiency test, which is obviously mandatory, when you are looking at more women coming on the board, right? So with her inherent virtues of ethics and integrity, she brings in with her strong skill sets in the areas of corporate governance, CSR, business development, strategic planning, and automation. And the list goes on. Some of the awards that she has won is Women Super Achiever Award at the 4th Women Leadership Conclave, Leaders in Governance by International Women Leaders Forum. She also is the first prize winner at Startup Weekend for Women Entrepreneurs, organized by Techstar in partnership with Google for Startups. So once again, on behalf of all of us, a very warm welcome, Nehal. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Bhaveshji, for a lovely introduction. I'm really humbled. And like as you told, welcome all the participants on this Sunday afternoon, where you have wisely decided to spend your time on upgrading your knowledge and accelerating your startup journey. And those who are going to be wannabe entrepreneurs, this will be surely beneficial to you also. So let me quickly tell what are your going to be the takeaways after when you are going to invest this 1 hour with us. So what is, you will learn what is the Startup India scheme. You have heard about this DPIIT word, so we will understand what is Startup India scheme. What is the eligibility criteria for this recognition? Is your startup falling under this criteria? What are the benefits under the scheme, which many of us would like to know? And then once after you know the benefits, how to register yourself through do it yourself procedure in just 7 easy steps. And I really commit you, after this session, you will be able to register yourself in a day or two's time, and you will be able to get the registration certificate in 2 or 3 working days time if you have all the documents with you. So let the journey begin. So yeah, what is Startup India scheme? So this Startup India scheme is a flagship scheme by Government of India. Started on 16th January 2016, 5 years back, to mainly foster the startup ecosystem for innovation and entrepreneurship in India. The main purpose was to transform our country from job creators instead of job seekers. And this scheme is basically governed by Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So the short form is DPIIT. These are all the reference things. So basically we have a portal called Startup India portal where you are going to do this DPIIT registration, and it is quite self-explanatory. So I have mentioned everywhere the context of so what is DPIIT recognition? So when you go on this portal, you will see our Prime Minister of India, Modi ji. And sorry, I request everybody to mute themselves. What is who can do DPIIT recognition? So under the Startup India initiative, there are eligible startups who will be able to get recognized and who will get the benefits, which we are going to see in the slides to come. Now, here I would like to pause and ask you some questions. So I will just pause for a while so I can see everybody. And I will request my colleague Archana to take the number. So we are just going to do a small activity. I would like to know how many of you here out of are private means already registered as a private limited company. How many founders have registered as a private limited? They can just raise their hand and we will just check how many have already registered as private limited company. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 people. Okay. Then how many are into LLP? Anybody who have registered themselves as their entity as a LLP? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Anybody into proprietorship? One, two, three, four, 5, 6. Those who are those who have already discussed, they can unraise it. Means I just want to now check how many are under proprietorship. Archana, I think you can. Varun, 2, 3. Okay. Anybody for partnership? Registered partner, have they registered as a partnership? Okay, 2 of you maybe. And how many are wannabe entrepreneurs? How many are wannabe entrepreneurs or who are the entrepreneurs who have started with the concept but not yet registered their entity? Okay, done, perfect. Okay, so now we will go back to our slide. So we have 15 people have already registered as a private for why this differentiation I was asking about the entity, because in this session basically it's like not I have wanted to segregate between two type of entities, those who are wannabe entrepreneurs and those who are yet taking a decision which kind of an entity to make, and those who have already registered. Okay, so we have 15 to 16 people who have already registered as private limited or LLP, 1 or 2 maybe proprietor, and rest are wannabe entrepreneurs. Now, as per the definition, basically you will feel startup, or once I register an entity, I can be eligible for a DPIIT recognition. No, there is a specific definition. They say that either you should be a private limited company or OPC or LLP or registered partnership. So when these things come for wannabe entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs at ideation stage, yet to form an entity. This session is going to be very useful because you are taking a proactive step to understand what are the legalities and what are the benefits available in DPIIT scheme. So you will get a clarity on choosing the right legal structure. So for them, I will suggest that when you go for formalizing your entity, you either choose private limited, OPC, LLP, or a registered partnership, not the proprietorship. Right now, I'm not going into the concept of this entity structure or choosing the right legal structure because it's a separate topic. In case the time permits, we can take up the specific questions in Q&A session, or we have a dedicated WhatsApp group, so we can address that here also. Now, for those, because we have done this exercise, for those who are a private LLP and partnership, register partnership, I want you to take a pen and paper or on your mobile, check whether you are falling under the other criteria. Is your startup registered within 10 years of means not older than 10 years? For example, means today we are on in April 2021. So is your startup registered on or after 2011? That is the first criteria. Okay. Second means after this there are two means six criteria. So after finishing this criteria, I will like to know from the private limited and LLPs that where they stand. The turnover criteria is they should not exceed 100 crores in any financial year. So why so? That once you exceed this 100 crore limit, then you are not falling under the definition of DPIIT, and then you don't avail this taxation benefits. Now, now main thing is the question will come that there all companies are registering as private or LLP, but there may be some small and medium scale entities, and the startup is doing something different. They are creating something innovative. So what the criteria they have set under the Startup India scheme, your product or the service should be innovative, or you should be contributing to the improvement of the existing product or service. So first you have to internalize is your startup falling under this criteria. So mainly under your memorandum of association when it's a private company, or LLP based on the nature of business. You have to identify that. And also it is how scalable business model you have, which can have a high potential for creation of wealth and employment, because earlier we saw that the government wants there are more job creators instead of job seekers. And this criteria will not be applicable to many, but they are mentioning that it should be a new startup. It should not be formed by splitting up or reconstruction of an existing business. So I think there are majority are wannabe entrepreneurs, so this criteria will not come. So again, I'm stopping this slide. Okay, one more time I will go here. So this is a summary for which can be helpful for wannabe entrepreneurs also. That if you are a proprietorship, you are not eligible to be registered under DPIIT. If you are a partnership, only the registered partnerships are able to be registered under partnership, and then of course LLP are eligible to be registered, and private company. So mind well this point when you are taking your business decision. This is not the only criteria to choose a right legal entity, but there are others also, like whether you want an investor, compliance cost, and many other things. But this when it comes, this is also one of the addition. Okay, so now I would like few volunteers to unmute, few from private limited and few from LLP, whether they are eligible at this stage. So when we are going further, you feel that yes, this next half an hour is going to be helpful to us. Bhavesh means anybody would like to unmute themselves? Yeah, anybody? Bhavesh, your company is registered under DPIIT?
No, we have to. We are a 3-year-old company
Okay,
now,
perfect.
so we do have to.
Perfect,
And
perfect. So,
that is the reason why
right, so
we
it's a right
organize this
time to.
session. Yes.
Hi, Nehal.
Perfect,
This is
right
Ravi.
time, right time. Yeah, Raviji. Yeah, Raviji.
Hi. So I
Yeah,
think
Raviji.
I'm through all the criteria that you have mentioned.
Right, right. Perfect. So,
Yeah.
yes, so based on means you self-analysis that whether you have fulfilled the criteria, and then now we go to the next phase. That first we understand the benefits that yes, you are fulfilling these criteria, but you are not aware of the benefits which government is giving free of cost. So you should know about that benefits, and then we see how to register yourself in a day's time and get the registration. Chalo.
Nehal, I have a question
So
here.
now we go to
So,
the yeah
uh,
yeah
for
tell me.
for innovation, innovative idea or innovative criteria, who is
Right.
going to be the authority, or who is going to decide whether the idea is innovative or not? I might not have the visibility to all the ideas which are there, which are registered in the market, right? So, for me, the idea
Yeah,
is innovative, but then
sure.
who is the final authority to take that
Right.
call?
Sure, Saurabh. So I'm going to cover that when I'm going to do that DIY process. So there, this criteria, the way you rightly asked, this has a more weightage. So I'm going to cover that there. But still, if the basic will be when you are creating your company, the memorandum, okay? If you have already written that, for example, if I am a legal company, okay, and I'm providing a normal services, it's a small or medium scale. But if I give a flavor, of improvement of service, and I tell I'm either a legal tech company or a edu tech company, and I can prove that based on my business plan, means this all criteria are going to be mentioned in the DIY process. So of course they will evaluate your thing, but if all the documents are clear, you will get it. And I feel all the startups who are coming in the startup ecosystem, they want to add some value. They are not here for doing the routine business. They are creating something. They are very clear at the time of ideation stage. Just a sec. Somebody has. Yeah. I request everybody to mute themselves. Okay. So may I go further, sir? Right.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, hello, ma'am. This is
Yeah.
Mohit.
Yeah.
I just
Mohit.
have one doubt. I need confirmation from you whether I'm thinking right or not. Right.
Yeah.
Suppose I'm a firm. I'm a partnership firm, and I am in the business of accounting. Okay, I'm doing
Perfect.
accounting for my clients. Then
Right.
I think I'm not eligible for the Startup India scheme. But if I say
I will.
that I am developing a accounting automation software by
Right.
which
Right.
the data will be exported from Excel and accounting will be done automatically. Then
Right.
if
Right.
I am, then this is considered to be something innovative idea, and then I will be
Right.
eligible for. So this
Right.
is right. Oh,
Right.
okay.
So Mohit, once so because yours is into accounting, you can give a flavor of fintech. Okay. And because the way
Right.
you told yours is a partnership firm, it should be registered, because there are people in the
Yes.
ecosystem that they are just registered, means they have an agreement, but it is not registered with the properly formally registered. So this all
Yes. Yes.
legalities will come, and the way I told means right now, because we are focusing on the DIY process. Okay, we are not focusing on this right of legal structure. But if if majority of all demand that we can discuss with Bhavesh ji and have a separate session on that too. Um, so next we go further. Okay, so now what are the benefits for DPIIT Recognized Startup? This is also available on the website, and under each point, the eligibility, the benefit, there are two main benefits in my subsequent slide. So there is one is self-certification. Everybody says startup, they want to focus on strategy. They say compliance is a cost. Okay, but government is telling that they are giving 6 labor law and 3 environmental law. You just do a self-compliance, no need of further inspection. But of course, I'm not commenting here too much because the labor laws are under major change. So they may have to sink in with that. So right now, I'm not commenting on this. The patent application and IPR, I'm covering in my next slide in full detail. In income tax exemption, of course, that's our favorite for which we have gathered here, because if you have seen we have analyzed that out of 55,000 startups till December or till now, only 1% have registered. So if you, and that figures are also available on the Startup India website, that ecosystem is big. For example, here also, even a proprietorship can register on a Startup India, but they will not be getting the DPIIT recognition. Okay. So to know about the portal, means some information, connect with incubators, mentors, you can surely, even as a proprietorship or a normal partnership firm, a small industry also can register, but you will not get the recognition. So we are going to focus on this income tax exemption because it's like it is a new financial year and you are going to save so much of the money. This easier public procurement norms is mainly for the main portals, and there are certain exemption from earnest money payment and etc. This winding up right now, I don't think so it will come, but yeah, the government have kept in mind that out of 10, 9 startups fail, but here we are not talking about the failure, so we are not touching this at the moment. So now let's see key benefit for startup patent application and IPR. So fast track of startup patent application. There are many startups who are developing a product, means tech-based product which has a which is patentable. You know, something really involved, which has unique technology. And the patent for a year or something, but government have told that here you will be able to, means this application will be on a fast track. Okay. Then there is a panel of facilitators to assist in filing of IP applications. So what does it mean? If you go on the portal, you will be able to see certain facilitators who are empaneled with government. And if you go to them, you know, what is the benefit you will get? That government to bear entire fee of facilitators for any number of patents, trademark or design that a startup may file. Startup to bear only the cost of statutory fee payable. So for example, I just give an example, key trademark. Generally, everybody wants to go for a trademark. Our product, if we are a fintech, we are not having a, means our product is not patentable or product or service. But I want to register my logo, and also if we go in detail, word mark, logo mark. So basically the government fee is 9,000. Okay. There are different classes. So when I go to a consultant, they will say government fee is XYZ, and then there are the professional fees. So government fee, if you are a DPIIT recognized or you have a MSME registration, it is directly cut down to 50%, which is 4,500. So that's why there are many people who will say ki we are going slow, we are starting our business, we are creating a usage, logo and everything is created. But there, what is the problem? That they are not registering their trademark in the beginning, or they are not creating their entity. So they are at a disadvantage, because as soon as they create their entity, okay, and like Bhaveshji told that 3 years have been already done, and now when they are building their balance sheet, they will know where there will be maximum profit, and they can select which year profit to be selected for exemption, for application, applied for exemption. So here what happens that if you are registered, mainly this is for wannabe entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurs who have idea in mind. Okay, so you may have a logo, but if you are not registered, you may have to go and apply for 9,000. So yeah, your direct cost is saved. And this, if you go to the facilitator or the advisor who is registered with government, you can check it on the website, then you don't have to pay the professional fee. It is government will pay. So here again, there is a saving. Okay, and 80% rebate on filing of patent application also. So your trademark, you have to pay the government fee, but in patent, because government wants more patents to come from India, they are also encouraging this and 80% of rebate. So isn't it good? Okay. So next is our favorite thing, income tax. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So income tax exemption to startups. And I'm not going into the section. There are CAs with us who are knowing the section in and out. I've tried to put it in a very simple manner for founders. So eligible startups. So now we know the eligibles are private company, LLP. But yeah, means you right now we have learned that who are eligible startups, private company, LLP, and registered partnership firm. But here the definition under the IT Act is little different. So we have to take again a holistic view. Okay, for 3 consecutive financial year. Out of their first 10 financial year, I'm going to explain this entire concept with a example, and after that, if anybody has a query, we will take up. Okay, so here, as per the Income Tax Act, eligible startup means a company or a limited. First, when a wannabe entrepreneur is there, he has a confusion whether to go for a proprietor or LLP or private or partnership, and there are different views that right now I don't want to have more compliance cost, so I'm starting with either a proprietorship or a partnership company. Okay, but when you understand this, when you want to get the benefit under this scheme, you have to be company or LLP. So you have to do the cost benefit analysis. And the second is it has to hold a certificate of eligible business from Interministerial Board of Certification, which is of course this recognition, DPIIT recognition. So for which we are gathered here and going to focus on this. So again, that's why I have created this holistic view. I have my other learned friends from CA and CS community. So there are other criteria also to choose based on your business, which is the right entity. But I'm like, once that criteria are focused, like investment, of course, if you want an investor to come in, you have to go for a private limited company. Otherwise, LLP is preferable. Why? Because if you want to go for a tax benefit, it is only LLP or a private company. These are no. Proprietorship and there are liabilities issue, personal liability issues and all, which is not there in LLP and private. So this is just in a gist I'm telling. So if you are very focused that your ultimate goal is to obtain tax benefit, I would recommend you to go for LLP and private. It is an investment. Now, these are just the percentage I have mentioned maybe for the assessment year 2021. So for example, there is one person is again confused whether to go for a proprietorship or a private limited. So I have just presented it. So we know in proprietorship there are layers and till one limit means the slabs are different, and private company also slabs, like maximum slab is 30%, and in partnership and LLP again it is 30%. So I'm just taking an example of us because in Billennium Divas there are many ladies who are sole women entrepreneurs, okay, who are starting from a home maybe in COVID or earlier. So I will just put certain numbers. It is just with an assumption and put 10 years figures, because government says that you have to choose that you get a tax exemption of 3 consecutive financial year out of first 10 years. So you have to choose which claim the tax benefits, and we have our learned friends again I would like to mention. So these are some certain numbers, and based on the limit I have mentioned what are the tax limits. So in 10 years, if I, Nehal, I create my proprietorship, my tax liability will be mota considering the current tax limit will be about 51 lakhs 80,000 or around 52 lakhs. Same amount I have considered in private limited company. From means initially I have to pay off more. Like for example, if I compare third year, I don't have to pay any tax, whereas in third year my 60,000 is going as an outflow. Okay, or in fourth year it is just 30,000, and your fourth year the 1,50,000 is going. So like Bhavesh told, his is a 3-year-old company, mine may be 6-month-old company. Okay, so I will see, what is the impact, how much I have to shell out to the government. But if you see at the end, as your business is growing, the if you sit with your chartered accountant or a financial mentor, he will be able to advise that, based on your business plan, that these are the years, maybe for somebody it may be 5th, 6th and 7th year when they get a break even, or somebody it may be last 3 years, that these are the years where we should get the benefit. Matlab, why the consecutive? Okay, agar somebody feel, okay, I have got a 6 lakhs in last year, but due to COVID this time I'm doing loss, so no, you will not get you will be not able to claim the benefit. So you have to be very prudent in this calculation. So this, of course, is a different subject matter. You have to have a proper advice. But this is the benefit. 15 lakhs, 60,000. So almost you are saving 32 lakhs. So isn't it good when you are going to choose your decision, that whether you want to go for a proprietorship or a partnership or a private company? Okay, so you are getting this advisory in a crust, okay, why this can be beneficial, even though private company has the highest compliance to do. So the initial the cost is higher, but as always, Bhavesh sir says that compliance is going to be value to your valuation, means is going to add value to your valuation when the investor comes. And as he means, majority of the people know that investors, venture capitalists want your startup to, or it is the only structure where you can get the investments. So now, if we are very clear on this, we will go to our next phase, how to register. Okay, so now all are ready. Please show hands that now all are ready to for this much awaited thing, how to learn this DPIIT process. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so we have to go on the Startup India website, and here somebody who wants to do it with me, they can immediately type this startupindia.gov.in in their computer and try it out with me. So there are this icon is there of a man. So when you click that, there is two things. One is login and one is register. So you have to first, being a first time user, you have to go and register yourself. So this thing will come. Create an account. You put your email ID and mobile number. Generally, preferably, whatever, if you are already registered as a company, use the email ID which has been given to under the spice form, or when you have registered a private company, because they can map it. Mobile number also of the same, password of course of your choice. So these credentials will come, email ID and password. Once you log in, so once you log in, there are 4 things. You have to create your profile, about startup, contact information, category and interest. So it's like when you are cooking, it is better to create a good pav bhaji or any special dish. If the all ingredients are with you, then you don't have to run around, okay, or you don't have to stuck up, because till the time you will not complete first step, you will be not able to go to step 2. So I have created a deck which you can use it and complete your steps. So what are they? Entity company logo, please upload, and I will advise that for visibility, first you have your logo and upload it, because it's like once you register, your profile is ready, there are a lot of people with whom you can network there. There are mentors, there are incubators, there are accelerators. So it's a very good website to where all the information is there. Then is this your company? So of course it is yes. Then they are asking a stage whether you are at ideation, validation, early traction, or scaling. So you can mention ideation even for a proprietor or a private partnership firm which are not registered. Even they can at least create their profile. Then of course your startup name, brief about startup. So yeah, you should have that 2-liners or 3-liners brief, and funded or bootstrapped. These are the information which they are asking. Then your information details, email, mobile state, which is very, and website. So yeah, it is preferable you have your own website. And those who are into fintech or any other tech, who, if they have a mobile app, please send this, because this all information will be displayed to rest of the world. Category, industry drop down, whether you are into agri business, food business, legal, finance, and there are different categories. It is very self-explanatory. Again, sector, education, finance, agriculture, tech, everything. Services, yeah, you can add certain additional businesses also if something is specialty. Udyog Aadhar number is not mandatory, but it is better if you have already registered under MSME. So are you able to understand that yes, you will require a logo, you will require your website, you will require a MSME, it is preferable. Then nature of entity, here again I am telling that I will not say it is a loophole, but yeah, you can even register if you are a proprietorship, but preferably to go to the next step, it is only private LLP registered partnership, because the recognition form doesn't consider, or it doesn't even allow you to go further. Okay, your company incorporation number and your legal name. Then you are interested in, please tick mark everything that you are interested to connect with investors, incubators, startups, mentors, accelerator. And there is one simple declaration that you have accepted the terms. On completion, you can view your profile and how and connect. So your journey starts. So how this looks, so I've just taken a screenshot of my company registration, that in 2-liner you can show your visibility to rest of the world. Okay, then now this is the link for going for DPIIT main recognition page. So it looks like this, and directly that 7 steps will come. But again, here also, to cook a best dish, you need your ingredients are ready. So I have compiled it in a easy manner, and here I will be addressing that one gentleman's question, that how they will identify that whether we are having a unique business or not. So first is of course certificate of incorporation if you are a private company or LLP. For wannabe entrepreneurs, these terms may sound something like Greek or Latin, but we may cover it later. So, and if it is a partnership firm, registration by ROF. Somebody will say, I've just registered my company and next day I want to do DPIIT. No, you will require PAN, but luckily for Spice, in Spice form, for in partnership, in private limited, now the PAN number is generated automatically. It is integrated. But for LLP, you have to do it is as a separate process. Now here is that business plan or pitch deck. So everything lies in that pitch deck, which mentions about what is the USP and all. And again, the separate para will be mentioned in the next slide. That yeah, they will ask for your functional website. Mind well that sometimes if you don't have a functional website, they say please update your application and provide the functional website. So first create a functional website and then only apply for this. And details of trademark, patents or design application. This is not compulsory, but if you have, please put it. Now here is the key statement where you have to use your or sit with somebody, some expert, and things in very crisp and precise manner. So brief note on innovation, sorry. improvement or scalability done or to be done by your business. So like Bhavesh sir knows that he conducts many events, and when there is a pitch deck and he himself is a judge, that they want that the pitch deck is very means, he asked for that 5 minutes elevator pitch where everything is covered. So what is the problem the startup is solving, what is the uniqueness of your solution, and how does your startup generate revenue? And I hope this will answer your question, that you will be able to judge that is your startup doing something innovative, or it is just a SME, small or medium enterprise. So this is something very, very crucial. So like when I tell that the application is you can do it in 1 hour, but for this of course you need this main business plan or pitch deck, because rest is the documentation which you will be already having. And this is the place where you need to think or take the guidance of an expert. Any doubt here? So I can resolve it. Otherwise, I can go to the next slide, because this is the main thing. Anybody have a doubt here? Okay. So now let's start the journey. So step 1, entity details. It's very routine. You have to mention whether it is private, LLP, or registered partnership. Drop down. There is no space for proprietorship. So you cannot go further. Industry, I told, it is a drop down. Sector, again, it's a drop down. Education, fintech, etc. Categories here, again, you can add if you are giving something specialized service. Your certificate of incorporation, your name of the entity, incorporation, registration date, and PAN number. This is a routine certification that you are certifying that the entity was neither incorporated or registered as a subsidiary of any Indian or foreign entity, nor a subsidiary of any Indian or foreign entity. So this is a requirement that it's a new company. So rest second is also very simple. It is the details of your registered office. You just have to fill in the details. Third is again authorized representative detail. Majority case, it will be founder or co-founder detail. But still, if you have somebody authorized person, when you have grown your business like Bhavesh sir or somebody, you can mention the authorized representative details also. So it is name of the authorized representative, designation, mobile number, and email ID. But again, means you may feel that you don't want to disclose your information, but no, they want your details also. So you can be prudent whether you want to disclose your information here in authorized representative or somebody else. And directors and partner details, so your details, and so name, gender, mobile, postal address, and email ID. They are collecting all this information. Now, from point 5, point 6, and point 7 is very crucial. So they require current number of employees. Here they are covering that include founders also. So for example, I am a startup and I have not even hired somebody. So even 2 founders, founder and co-founder also become 2 employees for them. Okay, stage, of course, not to explain, whether you are at ideation, validation, traction, or scaling. Have your startup applied for IPR? Then it is to be divided whether it is trademark, patent, design, applied or registered or granted an application. They need all this data. They want to capture all this detail. This is where they want to focus on. Is your startup creating an innovative product, service, process, or improving an existing product, service, or process? So you have to tick mark. For example, if I'm into service and I tell, okay, mine is a legal tech. So I will say I'm creating an improvement in the service, like Mohit told that he want to create a fintech. Okay, but somebody is creating some very innovative product for which they can have a IPR. So they will say I am creating an innovative product. So now here, the para which I was mentioning, that they want again, they want this information that is your startup going to create a scalable business. It's not that you have registered your company, but you are not going to generate revenue or income or wealth for other people also. So that also you have to mention. Okay, and please submit the brief note supporting the options chosen above for innovation, improvement, or scalability. So for this para, you have to be very clear that how it is innovative or how you are creating a improvement in the ecosystem and you are going to contribute to the wealth generation. And is your startup received any funding? Yes or no? Okay. Now, sixth is the most important. In case you have received any awards or recognition, please mention them. And this is the most important, where your time will go, that you have to respond this following, means you have to deliberate and articulate it in a very crisp manner and a precise manner, that everything is conveyed properly. What is the problem you are solving? And if you are a startup, you have created your pitch deck and you have presented in front of investors, or even taken some training under accelerator or incubator, I think you will be able to crack this. It's not so difficult. How does your startup propose to solve this problem? What is the uniqueness of your solution? How does your startup generate revenue? But yeah, this will need a deliberation. Then again, this is self-certification. You need your incorporation to be uploaded, and the additional things, website. But if you don't have a website, the way I told, there was a problem that they may tell that come back after your website is registered, and pitch deck. So pitch deck is the most important. And once your pitch deck is ready, you are able to answer this. So I assume that those who are going, means of course now we understand that there are people who are wannabe entrepreneurs or who are at an ideation stage. So start focusing on creating your best pitch deck, okay, and having these answers, then your life is very easy. And those who are existing and who have already their pitch deck ready, the way I committed, you can do it in 1 day's time. So, what do you think? Those who have already this information, which I have covered in this thing, who are more than who are existing in this ecosystem for more than 1 or 2 years, don't you think you are able to do this DIY process in a day's time or 2 days time? Bhavish sir? Bhavish sir, I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great. I think it's a DIY where you could just follow the steps that you have actually highlighted.
Right.
And I think it's going to be a smooth process. All you need to do is make sure that you have all the documentation in place in the first place, right? Especially your registration certificate, company registration certificate, your DIN DSCs. If they are there in place, that would be easy.
Even DIN and DSC is not required. Even DIN and DSC is not required.
Oh, okay.
It is they don't require a DSC. It is just a certificate of incorporation and a pitch PAN number and a pitch deck. So I think, and of course the rest of the details. So if somebody in your office is doing, if there is a checklist, they can fill everything, get it approved from you, and fill it.
Wonderful.
So yes. So now after we do this, they will ask for this self certification. I'm just repeating that the startup has not been incorporated for more than 10 years. So it is now in 2021. It is incorporated only after 2011. Otherwise, you have missed the bus. Turnover is not exceeding 100 crores. It is working towards innovation, development, and improvement. This we of course saw. And it is not formed the entity by splitting up or reconstruction. Okay, this is just a self certification. They are not even coming to check it. And this is of course important that they say that if you means they will automatic, this certification is only for 10 years, that you will cease to be a startup on completion of 10 years, or in case your business is flourishing and you cross your turnover of 100 crores before 10 years, then you cease to be a startup. It is an automatic process. Okay. And yes, so you tick mark the box, and you will obtain the certificate within 2 or 3 working days maximum. But provided all these certificates are okay, they will examine it. And government doesn't charge any fee for this process. It is completely DIY. And this is the certificate which you get. So I can share my experience. I registered on 8th of December and I got it on 11th. and there was one more person who just needed some guidance in January, and he got registration in days time.
Wow.
So yeah, this is the journey. So, and after this, this is the first step. So I will request, because there are many new entrepreneurs, so firstly complete this step and then go for the taxation, which is which pop-up will come directly, and you can do in case you want. Of course, I can show it. So how many would like to see? Bhaveshji, would you, do we have a time? Means that what time we are now? Okay, would you like to see? Just a sec. Then I will.
Yeah. Nehal, I'll get back
share
to you.
my. Wait.
Nehal.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Nehal, I'll get back to you because my whole DPI, the startup page went off, and so I had to get the.
No problem, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll
problem,
type it
we will
out.
talk offline.
Whatever I'm doing,
We will. Yeah. So just wait for 2 minutes. I'm just showing you the live thing that after we after the first step is done. Okay. Otherwise, sir Bhaveshji, I think we stop here because the next step. Let everybody take this first step of registering.
Yes. So what I would recommend, let's open this floor for Q&A. I think we can take 5-6 questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
So please, Bhaveshji, please lead the Q&A.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nehal. I think this is really informative. I think especially when you are starting up, when you are, a private limited, this actually helps you. Very critical aspect, especially when I have seen, during my mentoring sessions with a lot of startups, right? One of the key areas that they ask me, do I need to register myself, as a private limited in the first place? Because once you register as a private limited, then you have to follow the compliance. But I think the benefits are multiple. The first benefit is, especially if you're wanting to put up a patent or or an IP, I think there is a wonderful benefit. I think there is a benefit of approximately 20 to 25,000 rupees for Indian patents, and I think up to 2 lakhs of rebate for US patents or global patents as well, right? So that's one of the benefits. The second is obviously when you are doing trademarks or copyrights, that's another benefit that you get, right? You can get almost, I think, 75 to 80% or 100% rebate of that as well, right? So that's money saved is money earned, especially when you are starting up. The third benefit, I think, is the tax benefit, which also is, again, money saved is money earned, right? But most important is, especially when you are startup and when you are looking at raising funds, I think all this matters a lot when you're looking at, raising a equity or also a debt for that matter, because, this also helps you. I've seen a lot of places, where you go for, workshops or maybe apply for some, benefits, right? If you are a DIPP certified or DPITT certified, it gives you a lot of leeway as well, right? So that's wonderful. What I would recommend is if you have any further questions, we can take a couple of questions here. We also have a WhatsApp group, right? Use that. 2 things. One is to network, interact with Nehal, interact with all of us. And, if you have any questions or if you want some help on registration process, I think we are there for supporting you on that, right? So whoever has a question, maybe can raise a hand and maybe we could take those questions.
Sure.
Any questions, related to this? how do you apply? Let's say, for example, there I have this question that suddenly popped into my mind. Once I have registered and once I have got my certification, right? What's next? I mean, how do I proceed for, let's say, if I have to do a trademark or a copyright, how do I get that tax exemption?
Yeah, so actually I will wait, I will just show you the slide because that time my site was not working. Yes. So sir, after we get this startup registration, we automatically get, wait, I'll just share the screen. Allow me a time, 1 minute time. First step is this DPIIT recognition, and then this ATA registration, ATIAC application is already. So my page is unresponsive, so I will inform. I will discuss it here only. So in the dashboard only, once your profile is created, your ATI means once you are registered on Startup India website, you are able to meet all the mentors and everybody, and you get so automated. There you have to provide the 3 years balance sheet if you are more than if your company is more than 3 years old, or if you are a startup, you have to give at least after 1 year you have to certify your documents and give. There additionally, you have to give your pitch deck and create a video. So in initial point, we are just declaring that these are my product is this way going to be innovative and all. So maybe they are at first stage they are giving us the certificate, okay. But at the time of taxation, means at the time of tax exemption, they want to see really that have you really done something, or created a innovative product, mobile app, or how many people you have impacted. You have to create a video and do it, okay. But that is also very simple process, again DIY. It comes automatically. I'm not able to right now show it on the screen due to technological error. So, and yeah, the way you are mentioning about the taxation benefit, if you are approaching any facilitator who are registered on DPIIT, means Startup India site, 9,000 card, 50% if you are registered as under MSME or DPIIT. But if you want the benefit of professional fees also, approach the facilitator who are registered or empaneled on the DPIIT, means Startup India website.
We have a question from Divya.
Yeah,
Divya Momaya. Yes, Divya.
Yeah, Divya.
Hi.
Hi,
In fact, it's not a question, but thank you, Nehal. It was really enlightening, and I can completely vouch it is a DIY process. I've registered my startup as well.
Yes.
And I can, absolutely say that it's very, very, user-friendly kind of a portal wherein startups should go on their own and register. So, and very well explained. Thank you so much. A lot of clarity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Divya.
Thank you, Divya.
Raviji, Mr. Ravi Trivedi has a question. Hi, Ravi. Can you ask your question?
Hi. So
Yes,
the
Ravi.
question goes to both of you, Nehal and Bhavesh sir. First of all, thank you so much for this. See, I was been thinking, say for example, we do all these steps, and at the end, is there a possibility that I may not get a recognition? Correct?
See, technically, if you have done all the steps correctly, you are going to get a recognition. I will say where people
they don't find my idea as a innovative or improvement in the existing system. What I would be getting something out of DPIIT, or that would be a simple rejected application.
So no, so Ravi ji, what I will tell, if you have the confusion there that whether your idea is innovative or not, okay, we have a best mentor, Bhavesh ji. He will help you to vet your idea and and help you to build on the business plan. I think Billennium Divas are doing great work in that area. Sir, why don't you explain it further?
Yeah. So, Ravi, basically, the requirement by the government says that, benefit is given to startups which have, that's called a prioritization, right? So you say, okay, if I have an innovative idea, okay, what kind of benefits do I get? Because for me, for the government, the whole idea of creating this entire value benefit is to actually accelerate, innovation, give more value benefits and boost the growth of the startup ecosystem, right? So, for example, there might be startups, and and when I say entrepreneur, right? So there's a difference between a startup and an entrepreneurship, right? A chai wala is an entrepreneur, a pan wala is an entrepreneur, right? Will he need DIPP certification or a DIPP? He won't,
No,
right?
yeah.
Because for him, there's nothing innovative that he is doing. There's no product that he is innovating. There is no value benefit that is adding except doing a good business, right? So we have to understand the differentiation between entrepreneurship and a startup, okay? And a lot of times that I have seen is idea might not be so innovative, but obviously when you have a good running business, the government also says, hey, look, this is going to add a lot of value and solving a lot of problem, right? Now, what do you mean by innovation? It can be either a service innovation or a product innovation also, right? Especially if you have an innovative product, the chances of you getting recognition or a certification is much, much higher, right? Unless you are just another service provider, right? So then it becomes a big challenge. Like, so for example, if you have maybe a technology that is solving a problem of, say, how do you file your taxing, or how are you helping startups in their growth journey, right? So that's a good service innovation that you are bringing in, right? So that can also get qualified. So for example, we at Billennium Divas, there are 3 areas that we work on. The first is, nurture and encourage more women in entrepreneurship, right? The second is building a global community of women entrepreneurs. The third is looking at raising, helping women entrepreneurs raise capital, right? Now, if you look at the idea of raising capital, it's a VC, it's a angel platform, right? So there's nothing innovative as such. But if you're looking at, how can we help, women entrepreneurs to scale their business or bring in innovation through mentoring and hand-holding to creating a community and a platform, right? That's something, a more value addition that is coming in. So the chances of getting, certified is much, much higher, right? So that also matters on what.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yeah.
So you think so why I'm my question came from this table where innovation and improvement is there in terms of product and service, where you have taken. So I'm thinking if at all there is no product and there is a service, and we are innovating and improving in simultaneously. But say for example, if that is a repetitive or somebody has done in this space something of that sort, not in that particular category. Say for example, a Swiggy and a Zomato delivering food. Now third company comes in the same segment doing the same thing but in a different category of altogether. Say for example, Licious is again a startup, correct? So that falls under DPIIT recognition.
Yes,
so my
absolutely.
question is, if all this is accepted or this can be rejected?
It can be accepted.
It can be accepted, okay. But again, as Nehal said, is your documentation is the most critical aspect, right? How are you presenting your case, right? So it doesn't necessarily, so there might be, let's say, 10 companies in the same domain, right? Which might be solving a lot of problems, right? So, for example, Ola, Uber.
Sir, can I reply? Can I reply? So, sir, Ravi ji, here they are not checking the competition. They are seeing if your product is adding a value, and you can prove it. You are eligible. They are not restricting you. Then of course, when you are creating your business plan and going to invest, at that time the competition will come into picture, but it is not restricting you to get this DPIIT recognition or taxation benefit. Okay,
Got it.
so I hope, yeah.
Also,
And
one more thing, one more thing I would like to
Divya.
add here, Divya here. So when, they feel that, okay, some improvement is missing, or, the innovation part is missing, they open the application. They don't straight away reject. They give you the chance to explain what innovation you have or what improvement you have over the process. So straight away rejection doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I think that should not be a challenge. And again, as Nehal rightly said, competition doesn't come into picture because geographies are too wide, and they encourage more and more startups to come in the same space also. So those restrictions ideally don't come up.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you for adding on. Acha, there is, sir, one question. Sorry, sorry to interfere, sir. There is one question in the chat box about the tax benefit for angel investors. I had missed out because I thought there are no angel investors here. So there is one more tax benefit for angel investors and listed companies, that if they are investing in this eligible startups, then up to 100 net worth of 100 crore and turnover of 250 crore, then they get the tax benefit. And also the startups, so like Bhavishji told, they are the venture capitalists. So AIF, which is alternative investment for funds of category 1, they get these benefits. The listed companies also get the benefits. And also there is one more addition to startups, that the consideration of the shares received by these startups, they are exempt up to an amount of 25 crores. So isn't it good that, you are not paying, you are getting the money from investors, venture capitalists or AIFs, and you don't have to pay the capital gain taxes. So I think I have comments. It was there in the slide, but somehow got missed out. Just a sec. I will just focus on that. Yeah. Any other questions? So it is under section 56 to 7B of Income Tax Act. And everything is available on the DPIIT website. Yeah, so here we are getting this exemption on capital gains, investment above fair market value, and I gave you the limits also. Perfect. So Jaideep ji, I think that solves your query.
Answers your question.
Perfect. And Bhavesh ji, if I think there are many people who are having a query on how to go with a business plan. So if you can guide in the WhatsApp group, it will be great.
Sure. So that we will take it separate.
Can you say a little bit on the valuation process?
Anita ji, valuation is again a different subject. And if you would like to know more about valuation, we have already done one entrepreneurial series on that, and it is available on my YouTube channel. By the speaker was Manish Srivastav ji. So you can please go on the my YouTube channel and know about it.
Fine.
Yeah, no and this YouTube is also about 1 minute thing, that why DP means, take the Pratham step. So those are already eligible. I would like that you register yourself before process.
Yeah. We will also share this presentation on WhatsApp, right? So you could also, keep it as a reference, use it. Great. So with that, I think, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you especially to Nehal, and AAKEN Advisory for this wonderful session. I think, we'll also send this, in the form of a video on YouTube. We'll share the link with you. Please don't leave the group, so early. Be there. As I said, network, grow your business. If you have any queries, Nehal is there. I am going to be there. In fact, we also have a lot of other mentors also on board, who have joined us also. And with that, stay safe. Wish you all the very best. Any questions, any queries, use the WhatsApp group. If you need to talk to either of us, maybe ping us personally also, and we can take it separately as well, right? So with that, thank you once again to all of you. And Nehal, thank you so much for making it so simple. And I'm sure it was very helpful for all of us, in fact, especially for me as well. I've relearned a lot of things, and I'm sure everyone will be. Have a wonderful Sunday and stay safe.